Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining me for your full body 60-minute yoga practice. This will be for all levels as there are many variations as well as modifications. If you would like a block, feel free to have one nearby, but it's definitely not necessary. When you are ready, you can make your way onto your mat and lay on your back for your first shavasana. And as you are settling into your practice, settling into your body, just become aware of how you're feeling. Noticing anything in the physical body, such as tension or stiffness. Notice how it feels to take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Observing any restriction across the chest, the sensations of your body as you breathe in and out. Relax the body, the muscles. Feel the support of the mat underneath you, your hips, your shoulders, your head, your limbs. Just become heavy. Allowing yourself to become present, to be right here, right now, not worrying about what comes next or what has happened today or is going to happen. Just allow yourself to be. And slowly bring your arms up overhead, finding a gentle stretch across the torso. Option to grab onto opposite elbows. Then just stepping your feet down to the mat and slowly bring your knees in towards your chest. You can keep your eyes closed here if you'd like. And just start to find subtle little movements, maybe swinging your knees around in little circles from side to side, massaging the low back and the tailbone. Finding stillness. And then slowly release the knees over towards the left side of your mat and turn your gaze towards the right, finding a gentle twist in through the torso, around the hips and into the shoulders and the neck. Find deep belly breaths. Slowly lift your knees, coming back through center, and then taking it all the way over to the other side, dropping your knees to the right, turning your gaze to the left. Find your breath. Gently squeezing the core and lifting your knees back in through center. This time wrapping your hands around your shins or your hamstrings, giving yourself a hug. Stay long with your back flat to the mat, or you can start to curl inwards, bringing your forehead towards your knees, your chin towards your chest. Gently release your legs, your head back to the mat, and roll over onto the right side body, bringing your knees in towards your chest, and use your bicep as a pillow. Press your left palm into the mat and lift yourself up into a comfortable seat. Just closing your eyes here for a moment. If you'd like to set an intention for your practice, now would be a really wonderful time to do so. Your intention can be an emotion or a thought that just gets you through your day. Creates an energy that you can take with you. Start to subtly move in your hips, swaying the upper body from side to side, forward and back, maybe flowing through the neck and the head. Take a deep breath in, palms come to touch overhead. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Breathe in, reach up, palms touch. Exhale to heart. Once more, inhale. Exhale. Pausing here, sealing your intention. Crossing your legs, place your hands to your shins, your ankles, and we'll move through a couple seated cat-cows. Draw in a breath, lifting your heart, your chin, opening across the chest. Exhale, curl through the spine, bringing chin to chest, open between the shoulder blades. Lifting the heart once more with your breath in and breath out. Slowly waking up the spinal column, expanding across the chest and expanding across the back body. Take nice and slow breaths, maybe holding for a moment. Start to move a little bit quicker here. Lifting the heart, sending it back, waking up the spinal column a little bit more, breaking up any stagnant energy, maybe bringing a smile to your face, drawing in new light and love. Slowing it down. Return to a neutral spine, neutral breath, and just noticing how you feel. Feeling the flood of oxygen in your body, and just finding a sense of peace. Switching the cross of your legs just to balance it all out. Take another breath in, sweep the arms up high, palms touch. Exhale, hands to your heart. Turn your chest towards your right thigh, then place your left hand to the right leg. The right hand comes behind the hips, twisting towards the right. Breathing in. Breathing out. One more inhale. And exhale, come back through center, hands to your heart. Inhale, arms reach high. Exhale, hands to your heart, twisting towards the left thigh. Right hand comes to the left leg and the left hand comes behind you. Lift through the heart, find a straight back. Exhaling to deepen the twist. Maybe your gaze comes over the left shoulder. Breathe in. Breathe out through center. Inhale, sweep the arms high. Exhale to heart and fold forward. Planting the hands, coming into a tabletop position. Shoulders stacked on top of your wrists and your hips on top of your knees. Then walk your palms forward just slightly and sink your hips down towards the mat. Then send it back into a child's pose. We'll move through a couple of these little flows. Round through the shoulders, pull yourself back into that sort of plank cobra pose. Keep the core really engaged. Lift through the tailbone, round through the spine, and send the hips back. Breathe in, lead with the shoulders. Coming into that plank, let your head be the last to rise. Exhale, lift the tailbone, drop the belly, and send the hips towards the heels. Move through a few more here. And then settling into your child's pose. Returning to your breath, to your intention. Walking the hands up towards the knees, stacking your shoulders on top of your hips. If you are not comfortable sitting on your knees, feel free to either sit onto a block or legs extended out in front of you. Bring your palms to the base of your low back, fingers pointed down, and draw your elbows back behind you, lifting across the heart. Stay here, or you can start to lift the hips on top of the knees in a kneeling position, pressing the hips forward, then sweep the arms up overhead if you would like. Slowly sink the hips back to the heels, bring your hands behind you, stay here opening across the heart, or lift the hips away from the thighs, away from the heels, getting a stretch into the tops of the thighs. With an exhale, fold over the legs, letting the head fall to the mat for a closed leg child's pose. We'll flow through this a couple more times. Inhale, sweep the arms up, camel pose. Exhale, bringing the hands behind you, finding that stretch into the quads, lifting the hips. Breathe out, sink the hips down, fold over the legs, child's pose. We'll do this once more. Take a breath in. Arms reach up, maybe lifting the gaze, letting the head fall back. Exhale, hips to the heels, lift the hips, stretching across the thighs. Slowly release, folding over the legs. Breathe in. Breathe out. Round the shoulders, letting the forearms, the biceps rest heavy. Then send your hands out in front of you. Press over the toes, coming into your downward facing dog, bending your knees. Then straighten through the right leg, keeping that left knee bent. And then switching sides, right knee bent, left leg straightens. Take a couple more of these little petals, just waking up the backs of the legs, maybe swaying the hips from side to side. Listen to what feels good here. Bend the knees a lot. Look up to the hands and take a couple of tiptoe steps towards the top of your mat. Breathe in, halfway lift. Breathe out, fold. Inhale, reach the arms high, palms touch overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, arms reach up, look up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale into your half lift. Exhale to fold. Bend the knees, plant the hands, and step back into a plank. Option to drop the knees here or keep them lifted and lower through a chaturanga. Untuck the toes, lift the heart into just a baby cobra here, lifting the gaze if you'd like. Then lower back down, come through tabletop and into your downward dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Bend the knees, step up to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, palms touch overhead. Exhale your hands back to your heart, closing off your first sun salutation. We'll move through a couple more sun salutations. Just know that you can take whatever modifications you need. Inhale, reach arms high. Exhale, fold. Breathe in, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back into your plank, engaging through the core, lifting between the shoulder blades. Ground down through the right palm, roll over into your side plank or onto the outside of the right foot. Open the left fingers high. Exhale, closing back through center and taking it to the other side. Roll to the outside of the left foot, right fingers reach high, squeeze the core, maybe look to the ceiling. Exhale, close. Arms hug to the sides, lower through your chaturanga. Inhale, baby cobra, or if you'd like, straightening through the arms for cobra. Exhale down, and then come through tabletop, downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Bend the knees, look up to the top of your mat, and step or hop between the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise, arms reach high. Exhale, hands to your heart. Breathing in. Breathing out. We'll do this once more. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, fold. Breathe in, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step or hop back through your plank. Hold. Then grounding down through the right hand, reach the left fingers high as you come onto the right side of the foot. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more inhale. Exhale, close it down. Coming back through your plank, take it to the other side. Right fingers reach high, coming to the outside of the left foot. An extra breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Come through your plank and lower chaturanga. Option for up dog, coming onto the tops of the feet, keeping the thighs and knees lifted and lifting the gaze. Then come over the toes, downward facing dog. Know that whichever variation you prefer, it's always there for you. Bend the knees and make your way to the top of your mat into a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Breathe in. Open the mouth and sigh it out. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, fold. Step back to your plank. Lower chaturanga. Inhale, find your lift. Exhale, down dog. Giving yourself a breath. Then stepping the right foot forward, dropping the left heel down, turning the toes to the side. Inhale, rise up, warrior two. Lunge into that right knee. Breathe in. Breathe out. Connect with your inner warrior, your strength, your peace. Reverse warrior, right palm flips up and over, weaving the left arm around to the back body. Find your lunge. Then reach both arms to the front of the mat, lifting your gaze, turning your chest to the side, floating extended side angle. Breathing in. Breathing out, release the right palm to the mat or a block. Grounding down, start to slend that right leg back into your side plank. Breathe in, look up. Breathe out, come through your plank, lower chaturanga. Inhale, take a baby cobra if you'd like. My back is sore today, so I'm taking it easy. Make your way into your downward facing dog. Giving yourself a breath and letting it go. Send the left foot forward this time, coming into your warrior two stance. Windmill the arms all the way up. Gaze comes over the left middle finger. Breathing in. Breathing out. Reverse warrior. Left hand flips up and over. Right palm can send back around to the front of the left hip for your bind. Floating extended side angle. Reach your arms overhead, tilting the chest forward slightly, but make sure to open through that right shoulder. Breathe in. Breathe out. Left palm to the mat. Gaze comes up to the ceiling. Then sending that left foot back into your side plank, stepping it behind the right foot. Breathe in. Breathe out, chaturanga, lowering to the mat. Baby cobra, cobra, or your up dog. Make your way downward facing dog. Take your time, there's no rush here. Release the knees to the mat, untuck the toes. And keeping your hips stacked over your knees, start to walk your hands forward, lowering onto your forearms. This might be enough of a stretch here, or you can come into puppy pose, melting your heart between your shoulders, chin or forehead to the mat. Deep stretch across the torso and a gentle back bend. Lift the gaze to heart, tuck the toes, come into a forearm plank, grounding down through your palms. Engage the core, the shoulders. Breathe in. Breathe out, release the belly to the mat. Drop the left ear to the ground, opening your arms into a cactus. Bring your toes to the bottom corners of your mat. Bring your head back through center. Take a breath in, float the elbows, the palms, lifting the chest. Exhale, lower. Breathe in, find that lift, maybe a little bit more. Exhale, lower. One more time. Breathe in, maybe extend the legs, floating them off the mat, and hold. Follow your exhale, lowering to the mat. Hands come to your ribs, come up through tabletop into your child's pose. This time, grounding down through your fingers, find length through the side body. And then relaxing. Walk the hands to the thighs, shoulders stacked on top of hips. Close the eyes and breathe. Bring the hands to the mat, tabletop. Lift up, downward dog. Noticing how you feel. Ground down through the left foot and send your right toes up high to the sky for three-legged dog. Take a deep breath in. And a breath out, send your right knee to the left elbow. Inhale, toes come up high. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale your knee to your nose. Then step the foot between your hands, releasing the left knee and toes down to the mat. Breathe in, reach the arms high for low lunge crescent. Breathe in. Breathe out, frame the hands around the foot. Pull the right toes to the face and straighten through that right leg for a half split. For balance, the left toes can be tucked. Moving through a flow, inhale, reach the arms high. Exhale, plant them back down and come into your half split. Inhale, reach them high. Exhale, send it back. Take a few more breaths here. Last breath in. Exhale, hands plant inside the foot. Kickstand the left foot to the side of the mat. Walk the hands behind you. The left palm under the face, the right arm reaches high. Extend through that right leg, breathing into this side body stretch. And breathing out. Stay here, or you can float the leg off the mat. And then reaching your right hand for the outside of the right foot, finding sugarcane pose. Kick the foot into the hand into the foot, stretching across the quad. Option to bring a block underneath the left palm here to help the tension in the left hip. Gently send the toes back. Lift your shoulders on top of your hips and then frame your hands around the right foot. Turn the left toes back, tucking them to the ground, and then lift the knee off the mat. Breathe in, reach the arms up high, crescent lunge. Exhale, maybe deepen the lunge a little bit more. Breathe in. Breathe out, tilt the torso forward, palms flip back, runner's lunge. Breathe in, reach up, crescent. Breathe out, bend into the back knee, bend into the elbows, cactus. Inhale, reach. Exhale, cat runner's lunge. Breathe in. Exhale, cactus lunge. One more inhale, crescent. Exhale, runner's lunge. Bring the weight into that right thigh, bend into the back knee, and send the left knee forward, coming into your stork pose. Floating that knee, maybe tapping them to the mat. Finding a twist, right hand to the outside of the left thigh, send the left fingers back. Breathe in. Breathe out. Stay here or reach the right hand for the outside of the left foot, straightening through that leg and then lifting the spine as much as you can. This is a really challenging balancing pose, so be gentle. Breathe in, sweep the arms up high, and then step the foot back down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands and step back into your plank. Lower through your chaturanga. Find whichever heart opener you'd like. And make your way into your downward facing dog. We'll repeat that onto the other side this time. Send the left toes up high, three-legged dog. Left knee, right elbow twist. Breathe in, 3 points. Breathe out, left knee, left elbow. Send it back up. Exhale, knee to nose, and then step it down to the mat, releasing the right knee and toes to the ground. Breathe in, sweep the arms up high, low lunge crescent. Gently release the hands, coming into your half split. Tuck the back toes if you'd like. Send the left toes towards the face and straighten through the leg as much as you'd like. Try bringing the belly towards the thigh instead of the forehead. Now we'll make this dynamic just like we did before. Step the left foot back down. Inhale, reach the arms high. Exhale, lower back down. Send the hips back, half split. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, send it back. Breathe in. Breathe out. Releasing the hands inside the left foot. Kickstand the right leg to the left side of the mat. Then walk your right hand underneath your face, swinging the left fingers overhead. Feeling that side body stretch. Breathe in. Breathe out, maybe floating through that left leg. And then maybe reaching for the outside of the left foot, finding that sugarcane pose, remembering that you can always use a block here. Really arching through the spine. Gently release the foot back down to the mat, reaching the left fingers overhead for one more stretch here. And then slowly windmill the shoulders on top of the hips and then frame the hands around the left foot. Turn the right toes back to the bottom of the mat, tucking them under, and then float the right knee off the ground. We'll prepare for our high lunge. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, sink a little deeper. Inhale. Exhale, runner's lunge, palms reach forward and back, tilting forward with the chest. Breathe in, reach the arms high. Breathe out, bend into the back knee, cactus across the heart. Breathe in, rise back up. Breathe out, runner's lunge. It's okay to fall out like I just did. Inhale, reach the arms high. Exhale, cactus. Breathe in. Breathe out, runner's lunge. Preparing for that lift off, bending into the back knee. Send the right knee forward. Stork pose. Breathing in. Breathing out, finding that twist, the left palm to the outside of the right thigh, right fingers reach back behind you. Find length through the torso, and then twisting a little deeper. Stay here, or you can reach the left hand to the outside of the right foot, straightening as much as you can through both legs. You might find one side is a little more tricky. My left is much more difficult than my other side. Inhale, reach the arms back up high. Exhale, hands through heart, step the right foot back down. Breathe in. Breathe out. centering yourself, returning to your intention. Release your arms to your sides for mountain pose. Take a breath in, reach the arms high. Exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale, bring the hands to the shins. Exhale, plant the hands, step back or hop through your plank and lower down chaturanga. Untuck the toes if you'd like a baby cobra or find cobra. Exhale, lower to the mat. Send the hips up, downward facing dog. Breathing in and breathing out. Send the right toes up high to the sky, three-legged dog. This time you have the option to bend the knee, finding scorpion down dog and opening through the hips. Square off the hips once again, straighten through the leg, then bring knee towards the nose and then step the foot to the outside of the right palm for your lizard. Untuck the back toes, dropping the knee. And just notice how you feel. Lift across the heart and take a deep breath in and a breath out. You have the option to roll onto the outside of the right foot, opening through the knee, or you can float through the two, stepping the foot back down, hugging the knee in towards your shoulder. I like to roll through with my breath and just massage that hip joint. Maybe lowering onto the forearms if you'd like, or using the block. Just take a few more breaths here. Start to lift yourself back up if you were lowered onto the forearms, and then heel toe the right foot towards the left side of the mat so you can release the right knee towards the right wrist, finding your pigeon pose. Know that you have the option to lower down onto your back body for reclined pigeon pose with the right ankle crossed on top of the left thigh. Maybe coming into a twist here, walking your left hand to your knee and then reaching your right hand to the outside of the left leg. But when you're ready, you can stay lifted for as long as you'd like or lower down into your sleeping pigeon pose. Just noticing your breath, your heartbeat, and settling in. Take one more breath. And then slowly lift yourself up, tuck the back toes, and send the right leg back to your down dog or your 3-point. If you were in 3-point, drop the foot back down, and we'll take it to the other side. Left toes high, scorpion down dog, bend the knee, open across the hip. Should feel really good across the torso and the hips. Maybe peeking your gaze under your underarm. Square off the hips once more, straighten through that leg, and then step it forward outside the left palm, releasing the right knee and untucking the toes. Again, moving through whichever variation of lizard feels good here. Lift across the heart for a breath or two if you'd like, and then rolling onto the outside of the foot, maybe hugging it back into the shoulder. Listen to your body and enjoy this stretch. Take a few more breaths. Gently lifting yourself out if you are lowered all the way down. And heel toe the left foot towards the right side of the mat, coming into your pigeon pose. The reclined version is with the left ankle stacked on top of the right thigh, hugging the knee in towards your chest. Option for that twist, bringing the right palm to the left knee, wrapping the left arm around the back body towards the outside of the right thigh. At your own time, you can lower into your sleeping pigeon, maybe stacking your forehead onto stacked fists, or just releasing, letting yourself relax. One last breath. Slowly lift yourself up. Tuck the back toes and lift the left thigh off the ground so you can send the toes up for your down dog or your 3-point. And gently release the foot down if it was lifted. Breathing in. Breathing out, walk the hands towards the feet to the back of your mat. Heel toe the feet about hip width apart, then turn the toes out, heels turned in, and sway from side to side as you start to lower the hips down towards the heels. Use the hands down here for balance, but if your hips are open enough, you can bring your hands to heart center, elbows inside your knees for garland pose or malasana. Lift through the heart, breathing in. Slow and controlled breath out. Hands plant back down. Step your feet towards each other, dropping the hips to the ground, finding butterfly pose. Soles of the feet come to touch. Maybe bringing the palms to the feet, opening the heels and the soles of the feet to the sky. Breathing in, straight spine. Breathing out, folding forward, fingers reach out in front of you. And relaxing here, let the head and shoulders relax down. One final breath here. And slower than you want to, start to lift yourself back up, shoulders on top of your hips. Close your knees in together and give yourself a tight hug, bringing your forehead towards your knees, chin towards your chest. Gently lifting yourself back up. Send your right leg long so you can step your left foot either inside your right thigh or stepping it outside, rooting down through both of your hips. Inhale, reach the right fingers high. And exhale, twist towards the thigh, right elbow hooks to the outside of the left leg. Gaze can come back behind you, breathing in, breathing out. Release, coming back through center. Bring both hands outside the right hip and just lean over for a little counter push-up. Inhale yourself back up. And then swing your left leg all the way across the thigh, bringing your knees stacked on top of each other for half Gomukhasana. Adding a twist, turn towards the left, right hand outside the left knee. Find full belly breaths here. Breathe in. Breathe out, come through center. Plant the right hand behind you, ground down through the left foot. Pike the hips up high to the sky, reaching the left fingers overhead. And gently release. Bring the right hand to the outside of the left foot and straight through the leg as much as you can. Use the left hand as a kickstand, or you can send it back behind you to bring a little bit of heat into the core. Stay like this, or you can wrap the left hand to the outside, to the inside of the left foot, bringing your forehead to your leg. Gently release. We'll take this to the other side. Keeping the left leg long, step the right foot inside or outside the left leg. Right hand is a kickstand. Breathe in, the left fingers high. Breathe out, twist towards the right. Finding full belly breaths. Gently release out of this, bringing both hands outside the left leg for that counter push-up. And lifting yourself up, finding half Gomukhasana. Bring the right foot outside the left hip, stacking the knees as best as you can. Adding the twist, bringing the left hand outside the right knee. And release. Bring the left hand behind your hips. Reach the right fingers up and over, finding the pike and the lift into your hips. Settling yourself back down, and we'll find that hamstring stretch. Grab the left hand to the outside of the right foot, maybe swinging the right hand back behind you. Strong through the core, breathing in. Breathing out, maybe finding that bind, right hand to the inside of the foot, forehead to the knee. And release. Stepping both feet to the mat, finding a boat pose. Lift the toes off the ground, shins parallel to the mat, strong core. Tap the right toes down, then lift them back up. Left toes down and back to a hover. Hold, maybe float the palms out from behind your knees. Maybe straighten through the legs. Find that sweet spot. Breathe in. Breathe out. Plant the hands down. Inhale, reach the arms high. Exhale. Send the hands behind the hips, straight through the legs, lift the hips off the mat for a reverse plank. Lower everything back down. Make your way down onto your back body. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a hug. Find your breath. Finding whatever movement here feels good. Option to grab for the outsides of the feet and finding happy baby, reaching the heels to the sky, pulling the knees down to the mat. Rock from side to side. And when you're ready, You can move into whatever last and final poses feel good. Maybe wind reliever, wrapping the hands around one shin, sending the other long, switching sides. Maybe finding a full hug, both knees into the chest. Before releasing both feet back down to the mat, reach your arms overhead, grab for opposite shoulders again if you'd like. And then slowly drop your knees over towards the right side of the mat. Gaze comes over to the left for your twist, just like we did at the start of our practice. Gently squeeze the core, start to lift the left knee away from the right, and then let the right knee follow all the way over towards the left. Gaze turns to the right. Engage the core. Keep the left knee where it is and start to lift the right knee all the way over towards the right side of the mat. Soles of the feet come to touch, knees are open like a book for reclined cobbler's pose or Supta Baddha Konasana. Finding your breath and returning to your intention. Noticing a subtle energy coursing through your body that you are able to create. You can place your right hand to the belly and left hand to the heart to find a deeper connection with body and breath for a few more moments. Take a deep breath in and let it go. Use your hands outside your thighs to scoop your knees in together. Walk your feet to the outsides of your mat, letting your knees tent in. If this is more supportive for your low back, feel free to stay here for your final shavasana. Otherwise, you can extend your feet to the bottom corners of your mat. You still have some time left in this video to remain in your shavasana. Just letting your entire practice absorb into your body, into your soul. Reflecting on your intention and just connecting with yourself and with your breath. I have my eye on the time, so I'll let you know when it's time to end our practice. Take in a gentle breath of awareness. Open the mouth and let it go. Wiggle the fingers, the toes. Maybe roll out the wrists and the ankles. Gently extend the arms overhead, finding a full body stretch, bringing the knees into the chest, and giving yourself one more hug before rolling over onto your right side body. Making your way up into a seat, or we'll close off our practice together. Take a deep breath in, sweep the arms up overhead. On an exhale, hands come down through heart center. The light in me sees, acknowledges, and honors the light in you, and knows that they are the same. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me for your practice. I hope that you enjoyed it as much as I did, and I'll see you again in the next video.